Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now I'm taking a look at Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade for the Sega MegaDrive, or Sega Genesis if you're in the United States. As you can see, the infamous US Gold was responsible for this particular version, and it came out in 1992 by the looks of things. And it's based on the film of the same name that came out 3 years earlier. And you can... Let's have a look at the options. So we've got a choice of easy or hard level, and got punch, whip and jump as the... So there's no medium, normal or medium level, it's just easy or hard. Scene 1, the Cross of Coronado. I wouldn't say that music was particularly great though. Okay, so like in other versions, you have to worry about collecting lights. Oh my god. Well, that didn't take long to kill Indy just then, did it? But one thing I have noticed is it's gone back to the idea of only being able to use the whip a set number of times. I mean, why? That makes no sense. Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what's playing this music here. Oh, but I'm here. Unlike the other versions I've played, you can fall as far as you like by the looks of things. That would have either killed or severely harmed me. Yeah. Oh, for God's sake. No. What? So I can fall goodness knows how far, but I can't fall into a puddle that only comes up to my shins. Yeah, figure that one out if you can. Oh, I forgot about those. The animation for that's fine. Nothing there. Oh, for God's sake. I was ready for those that time. Controls seem to handle okay, but I just can't go. I fell into that little tiny little puddle and died. Or at least the time limits aren't as tight as they are in the end yet. What the hell killed me there? I mean, it can't be the height, because you can't die from falling too far in this version. Because I was able to fall multiple screens. Okay. So you get credits. So you do get, at least it has some other music besides the Raiders March, because I just don't know why it's got this particular music in it, because this thing didn't really play a part until oh, I forgot about that though. Until you actually met Henry in the film. Oh, for God's sake. Did I just get hit by a bullet that he hadn't actually fired at the time? Right, I'm starting to get the hang of the stalactites that are a problem, so that's... Oh, the... Oh, for God's sake. Not sure about Indy's walk cycle, though. It looks like he... It looks like... I don't know what... I don't quite know how to describe it, but he seems to be walking with a bit of discomfort in this version. Yeah, I was ready for you then. then, you sod. Come on. Oh, so if you're on the same level as the enemies, it doesn't look like they turn around. Yeah, he managed to do that without taking a hit. What? Oh, for God's sake, the collision detection. Oh, for God's sake, you have to be so precise with your timing in this. It's ridiculous. Oh, for God's sake, the timing has to be absolutely... Ooh, I've reached a checkpoint. As I was saying, the time limits don't seem to be quite as tight as they are in the NES version. I clearly hit him. Right, let's give me some extra time. Ooh, nice. But why can you only use your whip a set number of times? That makes absolutely no sense. I had the same problem with most of the other versions. Oh, for God's sake. Ugh. Well, I'm going to get him then. Oh, for God's sake. Grab the rope. Ooh. What? Talk about beginner's trap. Last credit then. No, is that checkpoint gonna keep, or is it gonna send me right back to the start? Oh, so it really is continuing. I'm just gonna see what's here first. Oh, that's a bloody waste of time, wouldn't it? So I actually have to go this. Get in the minecart, you dick. Oh, for God's sake. Level design in this. What? I clearly landed in that. Oh, for God's sake. You get no time to react. Seriously, why is indie in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade so hard to turn into a half-decent game? Oh, for good. And why do you fall through that? Why don't you... Oh, goodness me. Why was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade so hard to turn into a decent action game? I mean, it had plenty of bits in which were tailor-made for some great gaming malarkey, and blooming US Gold in their infinite wisdom managed to cock it up in the way that only they can. Oh dear. So that's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade for the Sega MegaDrive, or Sega Genesis if you're in North America. Graphics. Well, Indy looks fine, apart from his walk cycles. Looks a bit mincing and looks like he's a bit uncomfortable. I don't quite know how to put it into words, but something about his walk cycle isn't quite right. The visuals, apart from that, are pretty much okay. They don't have that glowy pink white outline around them the way the NES version's sprites did. Scrolling's nice and smooth. Sound, it's okay. I'm pretty sure that the Mega Drive could have done better quality samples than I'm hearing here. The whip sound effects are fine. You just heard there, and the gun sound effects are okay. And it's the music more than anything. It's just a bit muddy. It's not awful. It's just a bit muddier than I would have liked. Gameplay though, oh dear. Well, the controls handle okay, but it has that same logic as most of the other versions I've reviewed, that you can only use the bullwhip a set number of times, which makes no sense because it's not an ammunition-based weapon. And that could be a problem if you reach that bit where you had to swing and didn't have enough whips left. So if you had accidentally used your whips by the time you reach that point, you're basically screwed. And it's got poor level design and poor logic in that you can fall pretty much as far as you like, but if you fall into what basically amounts to a puddle and get your knees wet, you're going to die. And don't even get me started on that minecart section. Now, I don't mind the fact that the minecarts were in the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom rather than Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Obviously, there's going to be the gaming equivalent of cinematic license to make things potentially a bit more interesting and add a bit more variety, but I still feel that the game is pretty unfair and the level design's pretty bad. So I'm going to give this version 5 out of 10. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another video soon. Texty88 out.